Welcome back, everyone. I'm Tom Murphy, and this is Trinidad Now on Trinidad Times Television for segment 3. Rusty Goodall, candidate for city council.
Yes.
As we discussed, this part's the management of the city. As a city council member, what's your role in government?
In local government, I mean, we rule on behalf of the citizens of Trinidad the infrastructure for Trinidad to operate. Does that make sense? All right.
Yeah.
So what? Yeah,
Right.
we're in charge of city council as setting the codes, everything that in the daily operations of Trinidad starts at city council. We set the codes they set, not me yet. They make the rules that the department heads and everybody follows in the daily operation of Trinidad.
Okay. What relationship should council have with city employees? For example, if an employee came to you to complain about their supervisor, how would you respond?
You know, I'm a firm believer, having been in the military, there is a chain of command. I would like to say, as a council person, if you go out and you visit the employees and ask them how things are, ask them what changes you would like to see made as one thing. If somebody that works for the city has a problem, I believe they need to follow the chain of command up. And for them to approach city council should always be a last means. And that is a definite sign that there's a breakdown in how things should be done.
Okay. Okay. Kind of a big question is, how do you define leadership?
I think leadership is defined by example. Plain and simple. You cannot lead if you're not willing to show people how to do it. You cannot do it by telling them. You need to be able to show people you're willing to do what you want them to do. I think that is key.
Right. Okay. Okay, so we have a council manager form of government. Mm-hmm. For those that are watching that may not know, what does that mean?
A council form.
It's a council/manager form of government.
Correct. So what that means is, my understanding is, like I just said previously, is the city council lays down the law basically, and it is carried out by the employees of the city.
Okay. As I said with other candidates, Colorado Springs and Denver has a mayor council form of government in that the mayor really is the city manager.
Correct.
Could you ever see where Trinidad would benefit from that, where the person that's elected mayor is the city manager?
I don't believe so. I like the type of city government that we have. I'm just learning about home rule, which is way different than how you see most municipalities done. So I'm really learning about our government every day. I've been cramming as much information into my head in preparation if the community so sees to elect me, that I'm more informed on how it does operate. Okay. I like a city manager more so than the mayor running the city.
Okay. It's stated, a lot of people don't know, but it's stated in the charter that what we have is a council manager. The council oversees the manager runs the city.
Correct.
But there are places where the mayor is the manager.
That's right.
Hickenlooper was the mayor of Denver. John Suthers is now the mayor and the manager of Colorado Springs.
Right.
Pueblo is looking at possibly doing that, but I think there's a lot of people going, we need a professional manager.
I agree. I think it gives the people a stronger voice in what's happening within your community, because you have the power and the ability to elect and recall if the people you elected does not do the job that you see fit that they should be doing. So I'm not saying that as a mayor running the city you don't have that option. I think you have more control with city council electing them people that sets the precedents in which a city manager operates off of.
Right. I just think it would turn into a political football.
It would.
And it takes a professional manager to run the city.
Yes.
And it's a multi-million-dollar a corporation.
Yes, it is.
So, and as much as some of us think that we could do it, it takes a skill set that people have the education for.
And people here would like to think that, and I'm not saying we've never had a good city manager that was hired, that was born and raised here and everything else. That is a possibility, but I think it takes time for that person to gain experience in the field to be able to fulfill the knowledge they need to run a town as a city manager.
Right.
You can't go when the hiring process, you heard a lot saying, we need to hire someone that's from here, someone that's going to be here from now
Only
on.
they understand.
And that's not true. If you don't hire someone that is hungry, and you always stand that risk of them being here for so long, making a name for themselves, and then moving on because they're worth more money.
Right.
But it's that hunger of that young person and the knowledge they have, the chances they take, that can take a community and help it grow and take it, gives you an insight that somebody that's been here forever, the same old thing, you can't have that to grow. You've got to have that new vision, that new voice, someone that's not from here who can come in, make a plan, and present it to the city council, and then you run with that plan.
You know, it really has been an issue through the years of people saying, we just need somebody from Trinidad.
It is.
So, next question, actually 3 questions I'm going to combine into one. What is executive session? What can be discussed in executive session? And what if an illegal or improper decision or discussion would take place in executive session? What would you do?
All right. So executive session, and I've been reading up on this a lot, is, and I cannot remember the only things that are allowed. I know one of the main things is to receive advice from legal on matters that you're dealing with. That's one of the main things that happens during executive session, is for legal advice. It's not the only thing. I can't recall the other things. You cannot make any decisions on any issues that are in front of city council in an executive decision, because it has to be done in a public hearing. So basically, to me, an executive session is just for discussion on if you have questions with your attorney or anyone else to inform you before you make a decision. If, and same with on, we had this come up with us on P&Z, we had to go into executive session to receive advice on how we should handle a matter. Somebody did something that was not right. So therefore, if something was discussed in front of me in executive session that was not right, it is your duty when you return back out and you sit down at that chair, on record, you make it known immediately. That is your duty. And that I did learn from planning and zoning. And that is what I would continue to do at city council. If just because we go behind that closed door, it doesn't stay behind that closed door. If it is not right and within what our parameters, which we are to operate, when I return to my seat, it would be made public immediately. It is my duty by law and by my duty to the people of Trinidad who would elect me to make them informed of that.
Okay. Rusty, earlier I'd given you the referendums that the city has put on. Do you want to go through these and read these, or do you want to just say yay or nay?
You know, I have had a chance to look at them. I've seen them before today when I come in here. I fully am behind these referendums. As with any referendum that comes in front of you, you're not going to agree 100% with everything that's in it. But for the most part, what are in these, I do agree with.
Okay, so yes on all 4.
Yes on all 4.
Okay, last thing. We're almost done.
All right.
Thank you, but this is whether it's 30 seconds or 30 minutes, you're going to look at that camera. At the beginning, I said, just talk to me. Forget about the cameras. At this point, though, the people watching you're going to look at that camera.
Yes,
and you
right
can say whatever it is that you want to the people of this community that are going to vote. Right. And take as long as you want, but look at them, not me.
All right, here we go. So what I have to say to the people of Trinidad is, I'm here in this town. I'm willing to serve you on your city council because I love this community. I've raised my kids here. My kids have left here. I've stayed here because I love this community. I think I have something to offer you and given the chance in November, when the election results come in, I will continue to serve you as I have in the past, with all that I have and all that I am, and I am looking forward to this opportunity if you give me the chance. Thank you.
Rusty, as I've said to most of the candidates, I think one of the things that I get excited about, because I've been covering this for so long, is that we have so many people running.
Yes.
That says a lot about our community. And so I thank you, and I look forward to the election. And just happy that you showed up, and people, because we don't know everybody in town, as small as it is,
Right.
and all the candidates. It's like I told one of the previous candidates, they said, you might be a lifelong resident here, but there are a lot of new people here.
That's right. And if they don't deal with Leone's as an example, they're not
Right.
going to know who Sonny is.
Right.
And what I want to say to you is thank you for the forum and the chance to come here and sit with you, and to you made it very comfortable for me to just sit and for us to have a conversation. And I just want to say thank you very much.
That's all it is.
All right.
As conversation. But like you, I love this community, and I'm trying to survive. It's not easy, but
It's not
there are
easy.
other people struggling too. And
Yes.
so, but the future is looking brighter.
Yes, it is.
So with that, I'm going to take us out. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Tom Murphy, and this is Trinidad Now on Trinidad Times Television with Rusty Goodall. Folks, thank you for watching.